This is a short video about squaring boards. The specific step here is ripping the boards parallel. It elaborates one stage, turning trees into shiplap video. We had about 500 8-foot boards we needed to square. These boards came straight from the tree to the portable mill to the drying pile. Boards like this have crooking, meaning the long edges are curved. The best way to make the long edges parallel is on a table saw. The problem is getting the boards to touch the fence in the right places on the table saw to remove the crooked part. We were removing about 1/2 inch on either side of the board to make an 8-inch board into a 7-inch board. The goal then is to ensure that the board touches at 2 points furthest away from the center line of the board on the concave side. If your board is short, say 12 inches, the stock fence, the one that comes with your table saw, is long enough. That is, both points touch the fence on the infeed side, moving towards the blade. With a long board, say 8 foot or 96 inches, the stock fence is nowhere near long enough. The risk is rotating the board such that your cut would simply follow the existing curve of the board. But with a fence that is as long as the board on the infeed side, those extreme points of the concave crook touch the fence at 2 points. Likewise, on the outfeed side. So the first pass makes a straight cut parallel to the fence. Likewise, now that you have a parallel side, when you rotate it 180 degrees and pass it through on the other side. So that's the basics, 2 passes, and you have a board with 2 parallel edges. First, here is our original setup, only 6 feet of fence. These boards came out, let's say, more parallel, but not parallel enough. This is what our setup looks like. We use stiff square stock steel. If you have a small batch of boards or only 1 or 2, this may not be cost effective. Most people doing small batches create a longer fence with a piece of wood known to be straight and parallel, for example, scrap plywood. Because we were ripping 8-foot boards, we needed a fence double the length, at least 16 feet long. For transporting purposes, I accomplished this with 2 pieces, one 10-foot long and the other 6-foot long. These were bolted together with some angle iron. I did not use 2 8-foot pieces because the bolt heads would have sat on top of the table bed. That is, they are offset away from the bed in our case, and you'll see a photo of that later on. Rollers are essential for this setup. Bowing of the square stock up and down in the vertical may mean that your board doesn't properly rest against the flat edge of the fence. To secure the fence, we used our small 4.5-inch grinder to make some access holes to allow for clamping. The entire 16-foot fence moves with the table fence adjustment on the table saw. Very handy because you do need to make fence adjustments along the way when you're ripping your boards. In this first pass video, the green box shows where the bolt heads are when we attach the 2 pieces together. We had originally thought we were going to use a joiner for this process, but even if you do use a joiner to get one flat edge, you still need a table saw to create the parallel edge, so we just stuck with one machine. Hope this is helpful. Thanks to Rob and Chris for educating us on the whole process of squaring boards. Errors are totally ours, unless, of course, there is litigation involved. Thanks for watching.